Back in the Northern Kingdom, inside the grand stone palace that had once been my prison, Dominic sat on his throne with his head in his hands. The crown on his head felt heavier than mountains. The scepter in his hands felt like a weapon he would use to destroy the only thing that mattered. 3 months had passed since Luna disappeared, and nothing felt right anymore. Any news? He asked Marcus, his head guard, for the 100th time that week. Marcus shook his head, looking tired and frustrated. No, Your Majesty. The bounty hunters traced her to the free land's border, to a village called Haven's Rest. But after that, nothing. It's like she vanished into thin air. Dominic slammed his fist on the throne's armor. Search harder. Offer more gold. She's out there somewhere, and I want her found. Sir, Marcus said carefully, perhaps if you told me why you want her back so badly, I could just find her, Dominic roared, his voice echoing through the empty throne room. Marcus bowed and left quickly, leaving Dominic alone with his thoughts. Dark, angry, guilty thoughts that had been eating him alive since the night Luna ran away. He'd made a terrible mistake, the worst mistake of his life. It had started so simply. Cassandra had been Luna's handmaid, beautiful and clever, always smiling at him in ways that made him feel powerful and desired. Luna had been so focused on getting pregnant, so sad and stressed all the time. Cassandra made him feel young again, made him forget his responsibilities for a few stolen moments. One kiss had led to another, secret meetings in the garden, whispered promises, and then Cassandra had come to him with tears in her eyes, claiming she was carrying his child. The kingdom needs an heir, she said, and I can give you what Luna cannot. His father, the former Alpha King, had agreed. A king must have sons, the old man had said firmly. If your queen cannot provide them, you must find someone who can. It's not about love, Dominic. It's about duty. So he convinced himself it was the right thing to do, the noble thing, the necessary thing. He'd told Luna she needed to step aside, watched her face break into pieces, listened to her plead and beg while he stood there cold and unmoved, pretending he didn't care. And then she'd run away into the night, and everything had fallen apart. 2 days after Luna disappeared, Cassandra had come to him with a confession that shattered his world. There is no baby, she'd admitted, not even looking ashamed. I lied. I thought once you made me queen, I could get pregnant quickly and no one would know the difference. Dominic stared at her, unable to process her words. What? There's no baby, Dominic, she repeated, more annoyed than apologetic. I used padding to make my belly look round. It was a trick, a plan, and it worked perfectly until that stupid girl ran away and ruined everything. Rage exploded inside him like a volcano. You lied? You made me send away my wife, my queen, the woman He stopped, unable to finish. The woman I loved. He hadn't realized it until she was gone, hadn't understood what Luna meant to him until her side of the bed was empty, her place at the table vacant, her gentle voice silent. She'd been there for 3 years, steady and kind and patient, and he'd thrown her away like garbage. For a lie, for a woman who'd manipulated him like a puppet. Get out, he told Cassandra, his voice deadly quiet. Get out of my palace, get out of my kingdom. If I ever see your face again, I'll have you thrown in the dungeons. Cassandra had run, taking her fake baby belly with her, and Dominic had been left alone with the crushing weight of what he'd done. He'd ordered every guard in the kingdom to search for Luna, offered rewards, sent messengers to neighboring kingdoms, but she'd vanished completely, and every day without her felt like dying slowly. Now, sitting alone on his throne, Dominic admitted the truth to himself. He loved Luna, had always loved her, even when he'd been too stupid and proud to see it. Her gentle smile, her kind heart, the way she tried so hard to be a good queen even when his father criticized her constantly, the way she'd loved him even when he didn't deserve it. And he'd destroyed her, broken her, thrown her away for a lie. Your Majesty, the servant's nervous voice interrupted his thoughts. Your father wishes to speak with you. Dominic's jaw clenched. His father, the man who pushed him to replace Luna the first place, the man who cared more about about heirs and bloodlines and actual human beings. Tell him I'm busy, Dominic said coldly. He says it's urgent, sir. About the queen. About Lady Luna. Dominic sat up straight. Send him in. His father entered the throne room, old and stern, his gray beard neatly trimmed and his eyes sharp as knives. He didn't bow or show any respect. Former kings rarely did. You need to stop this foolishness. Stop wasting resources searching for that girl. She's gone. Find a new queen and move on. Luna is my queen, Dominic said through gritted teeth. She's my wife. I'm not replacing her. You already replaced her, his father pointed out cruelly. Or tried to. The damage is done, boy. Even if you find her, do you think she'll forgive you? Come back willingly? You humiliated her in front of the entire court. Every word was true, and every word was a knife in Dominic's heart. I don't care if she forgives me, Dominic said, though it was a lie. I just need to find her, make sure she's safe, tell her I'm sorry. Sorry. Kings don't apologize. It makes us look weak. Then I'll look weak, Dominic shouted, standing up from his throne. I don't care anymore. I made a mistake. A terrible, horrible mistake. And I need to fix it. You can't fix it, his father said harshly. You broke her trust, broke her heart, broke your marriage vows. Some things can't be repaired, no matter how much gold you throw at them. Dominic knew his father was right, but he couldn't give up, wouldn't give up. I have to try, he said quietly. Even if she hates me, even if she never wants to see me again, I need to tell her the truth, that Cassandra lied, that there was no baby, that I was a fool. His father studied him for a long moment, then sighed. You really love her, don't you? That little nobody from the Eastern Province. She's not a nobody, Dominic said fiercely. She's Luna. She's brave and kind and good. She's everything I'm not. And yes, I love her. I should have told her that every day. Instead, I threw her away for a lie. His father shook his head, looking almost sad. Then you'd better find her soon, boy, because every day she's out there alone is another day she's learning to live without you. And once a woman learns she doesn't need you anymore, he didn't finish the sentence. He didn't have to. After his father left, Dominic returned to his chambers, the rooms he'd once shared with Luna. Her things were still there, her dresses in the closet, her books on the shelves, her hairbrush on the vanity with a few dark strands still caught in the bristles. He picked up the brush, holding it like it was precious treasure. He could almost see her sitting at this vanity, brushing her long hair before bed, humming softly to herself. I'm sorry, Luna. I'm so sorry. Please be safe out there. Please wait for me to find you. I'll make this right. I swear on the moon goddess, I'll make this right. But words spoken to an empty room couldn't reach the woman who was hundreds of miles away, learning to use powers he didn't know she had, becoming someone he might not recognize. The Alpha King had lost his queen, and he was only just beginning to understand the true cost of his betrayal. Don't miss a single moment. Hit that bell and subscribe now. The morning after Iris broke the spell, I woke up feeling like I'd been reborn. Everything was different, better, stronger. I could hear conversations happening 3 houses away. I could smell rain coming from miles off. When I looked at the moon through my window, even though it was daytime and barely visible, I could feel it looking back at me like an old friend. Luna, Mira stood in the doorway, carrying a tray with breakfast. Are you okay? You're glowing. I looked down at my hands. She was right. A faint silver light shimmered around my fingers, like starlight trapped under my skin. I'm more than okay, I said, smiling. I'm finally awake. Over breakfast, I told Mira everything Iris had revealed, about the Moon Priestesses, about my real family name, Moonshadow, about the spell that had been suppressing my powers for 20 years. Mira's eyes grew wider and wider as I talked. So you're not just a queen, she said slowly. You're basically a goddess. Not a goddess, I corrected, but I carry the moon goddess's blessing in my blood. I have powers, Mira. Real powers. Show me, she breathed. I held out my hand, palm up. I thought about moonlight, about silver and stars and night. The air above my palm began to shimmer, and then a small ball of glowing light appeared, floating like a tiny moon. Mira gasped. "That's amazing." "Watch this," I said. I touched the wilted flower in the vase on our table. Instantly, it bloomed fresh and beautiful, its petals turning from brown to bright pink. "You can feel things," Mira whispered in awe. "Plants, yes, and I think people too, though I haven't tried yet." I closed my hand and the ball of light disappeared. "Iris says there's more. I can sense danger before it arrives. I can see into people's hearts, know if they're lying. I can even call animals to help me." "This is incredible." Mira grabbed my hands excitedly. "You're incredible. Do you know what this means?" "What?" "It means you're not helpless anymore. If Dominic's guards come back, you can protect yourself, protect all of us." Her face grew serious. "Luna, you're powerful now. Really, truly powerful. You don't have to run anymore." Her words hit me hard. She was right. I'd spent 3 months hiding, afraid, constantly looking over my shoulder. But I wasn't that frightened girl anymore. I was Luna Moonshadow, the last descendant of the Moon Priestesses, and I didn't need to be afraid of anyone. "I need to practice," I said, determination filling my chest. "I need to learn how to control these powers properly. Will you help me?" "Always," Mira promised. Over the next few weeks, Iris came to the village every few days to teach me. We would go to the forest clearing at night, under the moon, and she would show me how to use my gifts. "Your power comes from the moon, so you're strongest at night, especially during the full moon. But even during the day, you can call on the moon goddess's blessing." She taught me how to create shields of light that could protect me from attacks, how to heal cuts and bruises with just a touch, how to hear the earth's whispers, telling me when danger was near. "The most important gift," Iris said one night, "is seeing truth. Look at me, child. Really look with your power." I focused on Iris, letting my new senses open wide, and suddenly I could see more than just an old woman. I saw her whole life, her love, her losses, her loneliness, her fierce loyalty to the moon goddess. I saw that she was dying slowly, her old body giving out, but she was holding on until she could pass her knowledge to me. Tears filled my eyes. "You're sick." "I'm old," she corrected gently. "My time is almost done. That's why the moon goddess led you here, so I could teach you before I go, so the knowledge wouldn't die with me." "How long?" I whispered. "Long enough," Iris said with a soft smile. "Don't mourn me yet, child. I've lived a good life, and knowing that the Moon Priestess line will continue through you, that's the best ending I could ask for." I practiced every night, growing stronger and more confident. I learned to call small animals, rabbits, birds, even a curious fox who became my friend. I learned to make plants grow with just my thoughts. I learned to create light in total darkness. But the most important thing I learned was about myself. I learned that I was strong, that I'd always been strong, even when the spell made me feel weak and broken. That strength wasn't about muscles or magic. It was about getting up every time you fell down, about choosing to survive even when everything hurt. One afternoon, while I was working in the inn's kitchen, Beatrice approached me with a worried expression. "Luna, there's someone here asking questions about you." My heart jumped. "Bounty hunters?" "No, worse." Beatrice lowered her voice. "It's a woman from the palace. She says she used to work for you." My blood ran cold. Someone from the palace? Who would travel all this way? I peeked through the kitchen door into the main room, and there, sitting at a table, was a face I recognized instantly. Margaret, my former head handmaid, an older woman with gray hair and kind eyes who had served me faithfully for 3 years. "What should I do?" I whispered to Beatrice. "That's up to you." But she came alone, no guards. That's either a good sign or a trap. I took a deep breath, touching the crescent moon birthmark on my shoulder for luck. Then I walked out into the main room. Margaret looked up as I approached. Her eyes went wide with shock. "My lady," she breathed, starting to stand. "Don't," I said quickly, gesturing for her to sit. "Don't call me that. I'm just Luna here." Margaret sat back down, her hands trembling. "I've been searching for you for 2 months, following rumors, asking questions in every village between here and the capital." "Why?" I asked, sitting across from her. "Dominic send you?" "No," Margaret shook her head firmly. "The Alpha King doesn't know I'm here. I came on my own because you need to know the truth." "What truth?" Margaret leaned forward, speaking quietly so only I could hear. "There was no baby, my lady. Cassandra lied. She used padding to fake a pregnancy, planning to get actually pregnant after becoming teen. But you left, and her whole scheme fell apart. The Alpha King was furious when he found out. He banished Cassandra from the kingdom." The words hit me like stones. No baby. It had all been a lie. All that pain, all that heartbreak, all those nights crying myself to sleep. For nothing. For a trick. For a manipulation. "The Alpha King has been searching for you desperately," Margaret continued. "He's offered massive rewards. He barely eats or sleeps. All he does is look at your things and tell everyone he made a terrible mistake." "Good," I said coldly. "Let him suffer. Let him feel a fraction of what I felt." Margaret looked at me sadly. "I understand your anger, my lady. I do. But I thought you should know. He regrets what he did, deeply." "Regret doesn't fix broken things," I said, standing up. "Thank you for telling me, Margaret. But it changes nothing. I'm not going back to him. Not now, not ever." "I didn't expect you to," Margaret said. "I just wanted you to have all the information. Whatever you decide to do, wherever you go, I wish you happiness. You deserve it more than anyone I've ever known." She stood, bowed slightly, and walked towards the door. Then she paused and turned back. "One more thing, my lady. There are rumors spreading through the kingdom, dark rumors about the Alpha King planning something big. I don't know what, but people are scared. The council is divided. Some say he's going mad with grief. Others say he's planning to go to war with the Freelands to get you back." War. The words sent chills down my spine. "Thank you for the warning," I said quietly. After Margaret left, I stood in the empty inn, my mind racing. Dominic knew the truth about Cassandra's lies. He was searching for me, maybe planning a war. Part of me, the old Luna, the one who had loved him, wanted to feel sorry for him, wanted to believe his regret was real. But the new Luna, the Moon Priestess, knew better. Regret doesn't erase betrayal. Sorry doesn't heal the wounds he carved into my heart. And even if he found me, even if he begged on his knees, I would never be his queen again. That night, I stood in the forest clearing under the full moon, practicing my powers. I created shields of light, made flowers bloom in patterns, called a family of deer to my side, and I made a decision. I wouldn't run anymore, wouldn't hide. If Dominic wanted to find me, let him come. But he would find someone very different from the broken girl he'd thrown away. He would find Luna Moonshadow, the Moon Priestess, and she wasn't afraid of Alpha Kings. Not anymore. The very next morning, everything changed. I was in the kitchen helping Beatrice make bread when we heard the sound. Horses, lots of them, coming fast toward the village. Beatrice and I rushed to the window and looked out. My heart dropped into my stomach. At least 50 soldiers on horses were riding into Haven's Rest. They wore the blue and silver uniforms of the Northern Kingdom, and leading them, riding a massive black horse, was Dominic himself. The Alpha King had come for me. "Get upstairs," pushing me toward the stairs. "Hide in your room. I'll handle this." But I didn't move. I couldn't. Because something inside me, the Moon Priestess power, was telling me that running was over. That this moment had been coming since the day I fled the palace. "No," I said quietly. "No more hiding." "Luna, don't be foolish. That's an entire army out there." "And I'm a Moon Priestess," I said, standing taller. "I'm done being afraid of him." I walked out the front door of the inn and stood on the steps, watching Dominic and his soldiers fill the village square. The villagers came out of their homes, worried and scared, wondering why an army had invaded their peaceful town. Dominic dismounted from his horse. Even from a distance, I could see he looked different, thinner, tired. His eyes had dark circles under them, and his face was drawn and pale. But he still wore his crown, still carried himself like a king who expected everyone to obey. "People of Haven's Rest," he called out, his voice loud and commanding. "I am Alpha King Dominic of the Northern Kingdom. I'm looking for someone, a woman, my wife, my queen." Murmurs rippled through the crowd of villagers. They all looked at each other nervously, but no one pointed at me. No one betrayed me. "Her name is Luna. Dark hair, beautiful, probably calling herself by a different name. I know she's here. I have reports from travelers who saw her in this village." Still, no one spoke. The villagers of Haven's Rest closed ranks, protecting their own. Dominic's face grew frustrated. "I'm offering 1,000 gold coins to anyone who tells me where she is. That's enough money to feed your whole village for a year. Enough to build new houses, new shops, whatever you need." 1,000 gold coins. That was a fortune. More money than most of these people would see in their entire lives. But still, no one moved. No one spoke. I felt tears prick my eyes. These people who had known me for only 3 months were protecting me from a king offering them riches. They were risking royal anger to keep me safe. "Your Majesty," Beatrice stepped forward, her chin raised proudly. "We don't know any Luna here. And even if we did, we don't sell our neighbors for gold. That's not how we do things in Haven's Rest." Other villagers nodded and called out in agreement. "She's here," Thomas the baker shouted, "but she's one of us now. You can't have her." "She's our friend," called a young mother holding a baby. "Leave her alone," shouted an old man. My heart swelled with love for these brave, wonderful people. They were standing up to a king for me, risking everything for me. I couldn't let them get hurt because of me. I stepped forward, out of the shadows, into the morning sunlight where Dominic could see me clearly. "I'm here," I said, my voice steady and strong. "I'm the one you're looking for." The entire square went silent. Every eye turned to me. Dominic's face transformed. Relief, joy, pain, regret, all the emotions flashed across his features in seconds. He took a step toward me, his hand reaching out. "Luna, thank the moon goddess. I've been searching everywhere for you. I thought I'd never find you." "Well, you found me," I said coldly. "What do you want, Dominic?" He flinched at my tone, at the ice in my voice. "I want to talk to you, explain things, tell you the truth about what happened." "I already know the truth. Cassandra lied. There was no baby. She tricked you, and you fell for it like a fool. And then you threw away your wife, your queen, for a lie." Dominic's face crumpled with shame. I know I did. And I'm sorry, Luna. So sorry. I made a terrible mistake. The worst mistake of my life." "Sorry doesn't fix anything," I said, my voice hard as stone. "I know that too," Dominic said desperately. "But please, just let me explain. Let me tell you everything. And then if you still hate me, if you still want nothing to do with me, I'll leave. I'll grant you a divorce. I'll give you money, land, whatever you need to be happy. Just please hear me out." I studied his face, using my new Moon Priestess powers to see into his heart. And what I saw there surprised me. Real regret, real pain, real love that he'd been too stupid to recognize until it was gone. He meant what he said. He really was sorry. But sorry wasn't enough. "Fine," I said. "You want to talk? We'll talk. But not here, not in front of all these people. And your soldiers stay here. You come alone." Dominic turned to Marcus, his head guard. set up camp in the square. No one bothers the villagers. No one takes anything. We're guests here. Understood? Yes, Your Majesty. But he looked worried about letting his king go off alone. I led Dominic through the village toward the forest clearing where Iris had been teaching me. The walk was silent and awkward. I could feel him looking at me, studying me, noticing all the changes. My shorter hair, my simpler clothes, my rougher hands. The way I walked differently now, stronger, more confident, no longer trying to make myself small and pleasing. When we reached the clearing, I turned to face him. Talk, explain, convince me why I should care about anything you have to say. Dominic took a deep breath. Cassandra came to me 2 days after you left. She confessed that she'd lied about being pregnant, that she'd faked everything to become queen. I was so angry, Luna, so furious. I banished her immediately, had her thrown out of the kingdom. Good for you, I said sarcastically. You punished the woman who tricked you. What about punishing yourself for being stupid enough to fall for it? I have been punishing myself, Dominic said quietly. Every day since you left. I can't sleep, can't eat. All I do is think about you, about what I did to you, about how I destroyed the best thing in my life. Why? I demanded. Why did you do it? If you loved me so much, why was it so easy for you to throw me away? Dominic ran his hair through his head, looking lost and broken. Because I'm weak. Because I let my father and the council pressure me about needing an heir. Because I was so focused on my duty as a king that I forgot my duty as a husband. Because I'm a coward who took the easy way out instead of standing by you. His honesty surprised me. I'd expected excuses, justifications, blame, not just raw, painful truth. You made me feel worthless, I said, and my voice cracked with emotion. You made me believe that my only value was giving you children, and when I couldn't, you replaced me like I was a broken tool. I know, Dominic whispered, tears streaming down his face. I know I did, and I hate myself for it. Luna, you were never worthless. You were everything. You were kind and patient and good. You made me a better person just by being near me, and I threw that away because I was too blind to see what I had. Pretty words, I said, but words don't heal what you broke. Then tell me what will, Dominic pleaded. Tell me what I can do to make this right. I'll do anything at all. I looked at him, really looked at him, and felt my heart twist with conflicting emotions. Part of me wanted to forgive him, to go back to the palace, to try again. That was the old Luna, the one who had loved him despite everything. But the new Luna, the Moon Priestess, was stronger than that. You want to make it right? I asked. Here's what you can do. Leave. Go back to your kingdom. Find another queen who can give you the heirs you want so badly. Let me live my life in peace. No, Dominic said firmly. I won't. I can't. Luna, I don't want another queen. I don't want heirs if they're none yours. I want you. Just you. The way I should have wanted you from the beginning. You're 3 months too late, I said coldly. I know, but I'm here now, and I'm not leaving without you. Then I guess you're going to be disappointed, because I'm not going back to that palace. I'm not going back to being your obedient little queen who exists just to make you look good. I have a life here now, friends, work, purpose, and I'm happy. Something flickered in Dominic's eyes. You look different, stronger. There's something. He stepped closer, studying my face. What happened to you, Luna? What changed? I could have lied, could have pretended I was still the same powerless girl he'd married, but I was done hiding who I really was. I woke up, I said simply. I discovered who I really am, what I really am. What do you mean? I held out my hand and called my power. Silver light glowed around my fingers, bright and beautiful. Dominic's eyes went wide with shock. I'm Luna Moonshadow, I said, last descendant of the Moon Priestesses. The spell your family put on me to suppress my powers, it's broken now. I'm not the weak, helpless queen you remember. I'm something much more dangerous. I let the light fade. So you see, Dominic, I don't need you anymore. I don't need your crown or your protection or your love. I can protect myself now. For a long moment, Dominic just looked at me. Then he dropped to his knees in the grass, looking up at me with desperate eyes. Then don't leave me, he Forgive me. I'm just asking for one chance. One chance to prove I've changed. To prove I can be the husband you deserved from the start. I looked down at him, the powerful alpha king, kneeling in the dirt, begging. Is this the end of Moon Shadow? Or just the beginning of his true power? Comment your choice below, and don't forget to like and